I'm here with Kodi Walker. Welcome to Bunnies TV. It's Indigenous Round. Tell us about that magnificent looking jersey, mate.
Yeah, we had a bit of a meeting back into last year. I think it might have been November, December, and just spoke about what we wanted to get out of this year's Indigenous jersey. And I think the credit and the congratulations have to go to the club in getting in early and making sure this is a special week. And we've done that over the since its inception into Indigenous Round. Have always had a great jersey, always had a great story behind it, and the media attention that the club put out on in these sort of rounds is obviously quite high. And I mean, you've seen the photos and the video. It's the media team here and the organisational side of things, Alicia, led by Alicia at South Cares, do a fantastic job in these rounds. So, and the effort the club shows in these rounds is something that we're very proud of, and it definitely makes you be proud to be a South Sydney man.
You've got a new merchandise store too, so I imagine that's going to be popular. Hopefully they'll have them in by the end of the week.
Yeah. A couple of family members already asked them when they can buy it and how they can buy it, so I think they'll go like hotcakes.
It's one of my favourite rounds, Indigenous Round, and it means a lot to the rugby league community, especially blokes like you.
Yeah. It's a round that it's no secret that it's probably my favourite round of the year, and as I said before, the effort that the club and everyone involved put into it's quite amazing. So for us to go out there and represent not just the club, but our families, our people, and the people that have gone before us. So, and this year's theme for the jersey is for our elders, and wanted to highlight some of the wonderful players that our game and our club has produced over the years. Eric Sims is one, and Greg Inglis obviously, and but it makes you think about what would have went on in society when Eric Sims was putting on the jersey. Like, would have been a fairly tough place to be proud and be proud of your heritage in those times. So we sort of wanted to highlight that fact in. We wanted to put them at the forefront of what we do this week. Is that everything we do is for our elders, and what they would have went through. In that white settlement stage would have been quite tough to witness. So, and it's about our elders sharing that story and and showing the resilience and strength of our people, that we're still here, standing here strong and proud of who we are and where we come from. So it's very important.
Well, I love the round because I personally love that we embrace the Indigenous culture. We've come a long way since the days when Eric Sims were playing, but there's still a lot of work to go.
Yeah, 100%. And that's, guys like myself, Trell, and AJ, and a lot of the other senior Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander players. That's where we find find hope in the future by what's gone on in the past, but what improvement we've had since those days. I mean, there's still a lot that a lot of people could learn and improve for the future. So we understand that we keep doing what we're doing and being proud of who we are and making sure our kids witness that type of behaviour. It's going to turn into great leaders in the future. So we're certainly proud of that sort of stuff.
I heard AJ call you an elder at the moment, but that's something that, down the track, you keep speaking like this, then obviously, that's a role that you will take up in your community.
Yeah, for sure. I think, ever since I've come into grade, I've always made a big commitment in that space, in making sure that our kids are proud of who they are. Kids are proud to be Aboriginal, and kids know that there's leaders in communities that are proud of that, the fact, and they'll stand up for certain issues in the community. And I made a big effort of that early on in my career, and it's something that I sort of wanted to make a stance and make a bit of a behavioural change across the whole NRL. Is that I wanted to stand up and make positive impact in my communities.
Change is coming, mate. I've got no doubt about that. Now, before I let you go, I'll just talk a little bit about the footy. So I just spoke to some of the members of the borough, and they're asking about Big Thomas. So he wasn't out there today. Is he okay?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't spoken to him or the club in what's happening this week. So it's I'm not sure. I think we'll see how the next couple of days pan out. I know he had some back spasms.
Yeah.
In the game on the weekend, so.
Well, the teams are announced at 4 o'clock, so I'm
Yeah,
sure we'll have a look from
see.
there. And just Indigenous Round, we love Shacky. We're Team Shacky here on Bunnies TV, and he's looking all right, the big fella. Couldn't be far off.
Yeah, I think not quite sure whether it's going to be this week or maybe next. So, mate, it's quite impressive. His recovery and his time frame around his recovery. It was supposed to be a 5-month injury, but he's done everything possible to get himself right and ready to go. So to be a week or two off at this stage of his recovery is quite amazing. So got to give props to him and the recovery or the medical team in making sure they're diligent in the way they look after those injuries. So. He was fantastic before he injured himself. He was one of our better forwards and wasn't necessarily the way he was doing it. It was how he was doing it in terms of he was staying on for long periods of time and against some quality opposition. So we're looking forward to him to have a few big weekends over the next couple of weeks, and we'll need him.
Speaking of amazing, your form has been amazing, mate.
Yeah, I'm happy with the team's performance, more so than mine. The team put me in positions to put on those plays and put our outside men in positions to score tries. So, it's no secret that we're playing the long game in the way we're playing our footy at the moment, getting through our sets. We're not making too many errors. We're improving our discipline out of yardage. That was a big one at the start of the year where we were giving away a lot of penalties, making a lot of errors in our yardage. So that's putting the opposition, in good field position to put us under the pump. So we've sort of improved that area of our game, and it's given us an opportunity to play in their end. And that's where we play our best footy, is when we're putting them in, finishing our sets in tough positions and letting them come out of the corners and everything like that we know we're really good at. So, I think a lot of credit and a lot of those props have to go to our middle forwards. I mean, went through a tough period there where we were losing a fair bit in the middle part of the season or part of the game, and they just continue to stand up and perform, and they don't get the recognition that's probably required or that they deserve. But inside these four walls, we understand how important they are to not only my game, Charles' game, and the rest of the spine. So big props to the middles.
We do agree with that. There was television, mate. You missed out there. What would we hear if there was Kodi Vision, if you were Mike?
I'd have to have full control over what they let out and what they I don't know. There'll be a couple of sprays in there.
I might have bip a few words out.
Beep beep beep.
And I'm just going to mention Origin. Everyone's asked you. I suppose it'd be good. You got combinations with Trell, Cam, maybe Stretch. You could fit into that squad, no problem at all if you got the call.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it, to be fair. I try to keep myself out of the papers and away from interviews to not give myself a spotlight. I just want to, continually do my job for the team and, perform at on the weekends. So, if that's putting me in those conversations. I'm quite proud of the fact that I'm getting put in those conversations, but I understand that, it's hard to ignore, Cleary and Jerome's form. I think Jerome had one of his best games of the year on the weekend. And I think, Nico's form at Cronulla's been amazing over the last 14 to 16 months. So I do get that, they're hard to ignore. So I understand my place in that. Not to say I wouldn't put my hand up if they came knocking.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, I think I agree that all three of those guys, you, Jerome and Nico, could all do the job with distinction. So anyway, we'll wait and see, because I know Freddie's watching you. He was talking about you on the footy show on the weekend. So we've settled into the new centre here. You've had a bit of time to have a look. What are you liking about the new place?
I love it. It's first time in history that the playing group and the football staff and the rest of the staff have been under the one roof with South Cares. So it's history right there. I'm looking forward to what we can do in the future with, obviously the classroom and what South Cares do in the community is amazing. The surface on Heffron's amazing. It's great to get out there and kick the ball around. It's got an opportunity for the rest of the community to come and watch whenever they want, and sort of like that Redfern vibe that anyone can come and watch our training sessions. And the gym's world class, the sheds world class, and everything's just world class. It's an amazing setup, and Usana have done a wonderful job.
Well, your form's world class at the moment too. So, having said that, big game against the Eels. They're not going great, but neither were the Tigers, and gave us a bit of a struggle. So how do we beat the Eels on Friday at Allianz?
Yeah, I think much of the same. We understand that they're not going, that great, but the quality in that side's is pretty big. We've got players across the park that could hurt us if we let them. A big inclusion is probably going to be Mitchell Moses this weekend, who's probably their general, gets them around the park, and they probably play their best footy. So, I think for us, the focus has to be on us every single week, and it has been for the last couple of weeks. And if we need to play the long game, we're going to have to do that like we did on the weekend.
Yep.
We scored the first try in the first 27th minute mark, 6-0 at half time, and then we just stuck to our process to begin the second half, and we didn't break the line until another 25 minutes into the second half. So we just have to be willing to put that effort in if we want to get the 2 points, and it's going to be no different this weekend. I've been in that position where you've been that struggling team, and the best thing for that is to get going again and to play again. So I think we're preparing for Parramatta to be at their very best, and we're up for a big game.
Thanks for joining us, Cody. Good luck.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.